Yo, what's going on? You're locked in and loaded to the hottest podcast on the airways. This is the DLS, the Day Late Show. And hey, man, we got a special guest that's in the building. Man, it's been a long time coming. Honestly, man, this man here don't need no introduction. This man wears so many hats, from coach, entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Hard Hitter himself. Mr. Desmond Luster is in the building. D. Luster, what's going on, man?
Hey, nothing much. What's up with you, baby? Hey, again, happy to see you. It's been a long time coming. Appreciate you having me on the show, baby.
Hey, man, thank you, man. From the DLS family to you, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Hey, man, each week here on the DLS, before we kick off the episode, we always like to do a quick debrief. Just give our highs and lows of the week, what we're thankful for, and just some things that we can do better or, gain upon throughout the week. So, with you being a guest of honor, we're going to start with you. What's your highs and lows for the week, man?
Kind of like my highs is just get these kids ready for the STAR exam. It's that time of the year again, so a lot of them are kind of a little nervous, a little scared about these STAR tests from the little third graders all the way up to the 12th graders that I coach, that I teach. So they kind of in that mood of being nervous, a little nonchalant about it. So I'm trying to keep their minds motivated and head on straight to get ready for the STAR test. I know we all had to take it, but it's just one of the things, guys. You got to get it over with one way or another. I know we all hate it, but
you gotta do it.
Probably my lows is just school year's coming to an end. It's been a wonderful school year. That was actually my whole full school year outside of COVID, coming off COVID. So it's been one heck of a roller coaster ride. So it's just kind of getting sad that's coming to the end, but you never know what one door closes, another one might open.
That's most definitely. For me, man, simply a high for this week is man, I hit the numbers that I wanted to do at work. So that's always a plus, and with the podcast, things are starting to look up. The tour is here. We're kicking off the tour, man. So I'm so excited for that, to be able to bring that and showcase that. A low for this week, man, honestly. Let's see, a low for this week. Honestly, man, I haven't had a low this week, just because I feel like this week was something personal for myself, because the week before, I kind of got content, got a little lazy. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to make sure that, I was preparing myself the right way. But other than that, man, this week here has been a big lesson for me, man. Just really showing myself that, I can still get out here and do it, and not to give up, and just, keep faith, and more than anything, make sure I keep God first. So that's just my week. But man, we ain't here to talk about me. We here to talk about you. Man. So let's get off into it. We was talking here off the camera. Man, me and you have been through some things.
We done been through some.
If the walls could talk, the stories they would tell. But we're gonna keep it very, very simple and very personal. So starting off, just tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from?
Let's start off right here. My name is Desmond Luster Jr. I'm from Dallas, Texas, Pleasant Grove to be exact. Went to school at Frederick Douglass Elementary, O.W. Holmes, and graduated from the great Skyline. We'll say some other things, but we're gonna keep that. For the rally, went to Southeastern Oklahoma State, 2-year scholarship, then transferred to Texas College University, where I finished off my football career and also graduated with my degree in sociology. Currently, right now, I'm the head varsity DB coach. I'm the head JV basketball coach, and I'm the head JV head soccer coach, Inspired Vision Charter School, also in Pleasant Grove, and I also am a teacher aide for A+ Charter School District.
Oh man, so you doing your thing.
Hey man, listen.
Okay, so I heard you talk about football, and I know football was a big part of your life. So growing up in Pleasant Grove, what was that like? How was that just introduced to you?
Pleasant Grove to me was just kind of it was, for my side, for me it was real cool. I really didn't get too much trouble. It just, with the upbringing that I had, I was in-house, school, football, sports, or just whatever it may be. So I was kind of like that kid that was well taken care of, but then when I wanted to, I'd go outside, play with friends here, play with kids there, but it was just more so kind of kept out those streets. But hearing stories from kids I went to elementary school with, or even in middle school, it was just kind of like an eye-opener to me. Cause it's like everybody doesn't go home as happy as I did or have some type of positive inspiration. Like school is a happy getaway zone, and they don't have like a home. So it was just one of those things to kind of have a balance of knowing who I am and also being around, being where my feet are. So that was the main thing for me being growing up in Pleasant Grove.
Okay. And so football. How did football get introduced to you?
Football got introduced to me. I know a lot of people say 5, they start them, but I started actually like 3 years old. Started playing flag football. Football in general has been in my generation for years. So I think one of my great uncles at the time played for Lincoln, and he had like at the time like 5-man scholarships, Ole Miss, Alabama, all those. And then as the bloodline continued, it started with my dad. Graduated from Skyline in '85, and then he was an All-American, blue chipper, all that, had offers everywhere, but he wound up getting to a head injury himself. That kind of pushed everything back. Went to Navarro, then out of Navarro, went to Colorado. Played there for Colorado for like a few years and stuff like that, and wound up in another head injury, major head injury. Different this time, my granny wasn't able to keep him up there like he was in high school, so she brought him back down to UNT. He wasn't the same weight, wasn't the same size, but you know, he kind of went the walk-on route and made it on there. Played there, but again, another head injury kind of stopped him from really going to the pro and taking that next step up. Then after my dad, it followed my uncle. Went to Skyline as well, was a blue chipper, his own self, and then unfortunate successes for him, injuries and stuff like that when he got to college. It stopped him, and so then just kind of killed me, carried the torch along. Started with me at Everglades Raiders. There, 2-year flag, did a year tackle. Something happened with the team, and I wound up moving teams to St. Philip's, a little charter school in South Dallas. But then they also had like the after-school program, so played football from them all the way up until middle school. Got to middle school, went to Holmes, played my 7th and 8th grade year there. Some of the best middle school memories in my life. Also, while dilly-dallying a little bit off in the little league, even though I was trying to get up out of that, but you know, still kind of having that last little I guess you could say who I run before I really like can't keep this ain't the same. Ain't little league, ain't middle school. You know, got to keep leveling up and going from Holmes, going to Skyline, and just the tradition that not only followed at that time was with Coach Samples, but then also following my bloodline tradition, going from my uncle and then back to my dad, because my dad wound up working with Coach Hearn and all them like that, so they knew of him and stuff.
So let me ask you this: with the family tradition and with the bloodline being so deep through Skyline, through football, how was that growing up? Did you look at that as something like I need to be where my uncle, where my dad was, or was it always Desmond, make your own lane? Like how was it?
It was kind of more make your own lane. For the most part, which is kind of a funny story. I really didn't know too much about my uncle or my dad's past history with football and Skyline until I kind of got going into that middle school freshman year. So growing up, it was just kind of like DJ go do your thing, DJ play running back, DJ play safety. It was just more so DJ. It wasn't this who your daddy is, this who your uncle is, this who you need to be. It was more so whatever path you take is the path you take. You know, we're gonna support you through it all at the end of the day. So that's how it kind of was for me until I started meeting other coaches that I was coaching me or just knew of my dad, knew of my uncle. That's when they started telling the stories of how my dad did this or how my uncle was doing this. And so, you know, hearing it as a little kid, you really didn't notice the magnitude up until you get into like middle school, then high school, and then you start seeing the players your age or just older than you. Like we grew up seeing Kincaid, Rashad, Will, all them, and we thinking like, okay, we seeing it now, so back then it had to be something special. And just hearing the stories of what my dad did, my uncle did, that's when it kind of made me realize just like, all right, I got some pretty good big shoes to fill, especially being here in the legend that Lusters have.
Man, I know that had to be a wild ride going through high school, man.
Yes. Oof.
I mean, so what was something in your life, man, that happened that was that just pushed you to change? What was something that you know that happened to you that where you had at that moment you realized that your life from that point on was gonna be different?
I kind of think back to this day to kind of like it was yesterday. It was February 9th, 2015. And went to, everything seemed like a normal day to me. Started off waking up, had a golf tournament, stuff like that. We go there, we play second place, and we on our way back to school. As we're coming back to the school, you know, I'm thinking it's regular, do what we need to do, have fun, go get my sister. Boom, we going about our day. All of a sudden my mom calls me. She was just like, go get your sister and go to Miss Thompson office. You know, at that time she was one of our assistant principals, but she's also a church family friend. So of course, we go in there and she looking at us, I'm looking at my sister, we looking like, what's going on? She like, she don't know. And so as that goes on, I think my mom calls me, Brandon called me, everybody calling, but ain't nobody giving us no answers or what's really going on. And my initial thought was, it clicked in my head, something's wrong with my dad. Because I done heard from everybody but my dad. But at that time, you know, being kind of young as I was, I didn't speak of nothing, I was just kind of kept it to myself. Get a call from my cousin Isaiah, he was just like, hey D, I'm sorry to hear what happened. I'm like, what you talking about? What you mean what happened? He was just like, you don't know? I'm just like, no, I don't know what's going on. And so then he just, I got to call you back. And so when he hung up, that's when I'm still thinking, but I'm trying not to think, no, things are starting to roll, but I'm just like, it can't be. Mom calls it back, says, our pastor and his first lady gonna come pick us up, they gonna bring us home. They pick us up, we going home, they asking questions, and stuff's still not sitting right. We get back home, officers are everywhere around my house. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, no, not here, it can't be. Go in the house, look around, house wound up getting broken into again. Got broke into that Friday, they came in, kind of raided my room, and they raided they just basically hit my room, and then hit the living room, got like a few iPad, Kindle, and took off. Then, you know, like most robbers do, and try to hit the same lick again. Came back that Monday, but the only difference this time was my dad and my uncle was able to hear stuff. But for me, it just, when we got to there and just seeing everything, I'm like, my mental is like, if they killed my dad in the house, let me see it. Like, let me see what's going on. But when I tried to fight upstairs, wasn't nothing going on upstairs. And then, like, I'm my grandfather, everybody's pulling on me, still don't know. But then when I think I finally get downstairs, they drag me down, my mom tell me, when she told me, I kind of instantly just blacked out. Because I'm just like, just getting the news of that, and my memory of what happened was, that my last memory of him that I have was, I'm going downstairs, it's kind of like a little, as I took it as a little competition, but it wasn't, was who gonna get down there first to iron their shirts, iron their clothes. Sometimes I beat him, sometimes he'll beat me. Just that morning, he beat me down there to it, and I didn't say nothing to him. And I just kind of peeked around the corner, seen him, went on the couch, waited till he went upstairs, and I ironed my clothes. That's the last memory that I have. So to get that news that he has passed and got shot by an officer was kind of taken back, because we just did National Signing Day, signed my letter of intent, and then to also backdoor it, my sister's birthday was the next day. So hearing all that and just everything, I kind of just blacked out for an hour or two. And kind of heard my uncle's voice come and talk to me. My Uncle Baby kind of talked to me. He was just like, you gotta wake up, you gotta do right. He's like, you can't sit here and be blacked out. And then once I kind of heard his voice and caught, I kind of snapped and turned over a new leaf after that.
Man, so with everything that was going on around that time, like, how was your mental? How was you at that time, like, dealing with everything, having to being a junior, taking in the process of everything? How was that for you?
At that time, it's hard to explain it at what was going on at the time because it just felt like keep going. And the only thing I kept telling myself, it was just like, I have my sister, I have my mama. I still got football, I gotta keep going, and I got school. Those were literally about the only three motivational things being at that time that really kept pushing me to go day for day for day, because I said, I'm going to college, football scholarship, gotta finish out school, mom and sister. Like, that was the main thing that was flowing through my mind just every day until the day of graduation, high school, graduated. I'm just kind of like, okay, I can't settle for this because now I gotta keep going. Now I'm going to college on a football scholarship, and gotta keep going, keep using what tools God have given me to keep going to the highest peak that He wants me to reach. And so use them same three motivational factors to get through college. Came to, of course, a bumpy road at Southeastern. Thought that was kind of it for me because, you know, football, not saying football was that main thing, but football kept me going because it was kind of like my distraction, my outlet, because to me, for 60 minutes, whatever long it take, between sideline to sideline, hash to hash, goal line to goal line, I can knock you out. And it'd be perfectly legal. And, you know, I get to take out my anger on something. And it was like, at times, it was hard to explain it, but it's just like, now that I'm thinking back to it, I ain't been playing ball no more. I can think about my reliefs. And so that was just my main relief, was just taking it out on the field. And so at that time, it was hard to put into words, but now that I think back on it, I'm grateful that I had football, and thankful that I had my family that still had my back, and thankful that I really just had school to distract me in a good way. And I know it's kind of hard to say school distract you in a good way, but school distract me in a good way because I still had to get my degree. Like, my main thing was to get my degree. If I get my degree, then that means, you know, I'm making myself one step closer, one step better than that. I wouldn't say the average male, but it's just like, my story could have stopped a long time ago, but I want to keep it going.
Man, okay. So walk us through that process, man. Signing day, making your decision. Where did you decide to go?
Signing day, it was kind of one of them little difficult ones because at that time I got offers, but it really wasn't too many. Had attention from Commerce, Midwestern State, Henderson State, Southeastern, Oklahoma State, Wayland. You know, I had a handful of NAIA and D2. Just wound up deciding to go to Southeastern Oklahoma State, about hour 45 north. Most people, like, you going to a casino. You go to Choctaw Casino, you get it. That's how I know some of y'all might remember it. But got there, going into fall camp, and it just made, like, getting there fall camp made everything of National Signing Day what I felt happy for, because it's just like, now I'm playing college ball. So National Signing Day, from being in the gym at Skyline to then going to Kincaid, like, I never knew it was an extra step past like the high school. I didn't know DISD hosted a whole one for all National Signing Day, because by me, I'm in class. You know, we go to the gym, we go where it's at, then I'm going back to class. Other people left, but I'm going back to class. And so to actually then get that experience, to walk down the aisle with my whole family, my mom, my sister, and my dad, it was just a wonderful feeling because I made them proud. I might not have done it in the biggest, best way that I wanted to, but, you know, your son, your brother is going to college to play on the college football. My fault.
You good.
On the football scholarship. So, you know, that was like main thing for me that I was real grateful and happy for about signing day.
Okay, so you step foot on college. It's the new start. High school done. You ready to turn over this new leaf, man. What were some of the challenges that you had to face at that time? And what were some things that you did to just get past it?
One of the biggest challenges for me was going to Southeastern, and it's not a bad thing, but, you know, you kind of always hear the stories about how college is this, how college is that, but, you know, kind of being away from Dallas and being as big Dallas is, and going to a town like Durant to where everybody knows each other. No matter if you're a regular civilian that lives there every day or you're a college athlete for Southeastern, everybody knew about you because of just how close it was as a family, as camaraderie, because the same high school players that Durant High School played for, they used the stadium on Fridays night as their home field, and all the college players will go down and watch them if we're not away on the away game. So if it's a home game, we going down there cheering them on and make sure they can win the game as much as possible. And the same token, they returning it back, if not twice as better on home games, having the stadium just full and packed. So that was like one big eye-opener for me, stepping on the field and just seeing how much family and support, because coming from DISD, you know, we have so many high schools that the talent and the support is so spread out. So then going to college to where that comes down into one town and literally everybody supports, that was one big eye-opener for me of how close families can be.
Okay. So, boom. Man, being able to put them pass on the go out there to play extended, to play the game that you love, you grew up watching, you grew up playing. What was that like? What was that? Because a lot of people don't make it to that point, and then it's a lot of people that never honestly have that feeling. So what was that like for you?
Playing in college ball, it's a business, and it's one business that if you do not know the ins and outs ropes of it, you can get lost in between it, because sometimes you think that your talent is just going to play you. Sometimes you actually have to go with those coaches and be in meetings with them individually. Sometimes you have to go that extra mile and that extra step with film and preparation and things of that sort, because if you don't do it, you kind of get lost in the system, no matter if you're at a D2 school like I was, or when I went to Texas College to an NAIA. Football is still football no matter the level. If you're not at your tip-top best shape physically in the classroom or whatever case may be, your spot can be taken. So knowing that from both schools, I was never out the gate a starter. I had to work my way up to be a starter or just to even get playing time. So being that mind factor, it was always just make sure you do good at school, because you're only here, you're using football to get you through school to get that degree. So still don't lose the main track of what you in college for is to get that degree. Some people lose track and give up motivation because they're not playing their freshman year, or they're not playing as much as they redshirt freshman year, or so on and so on. But you got to stay focused on getting your degree. And that was my main kind of thing for me through the ups and downs of football, from being at Southeastern to then transferring over to Texas College. Just use football to get your degree, and then you're good. And that was one of my last little promises I made towards my dad after the situation with Southeastern happened. And then just so happened, God again, sending a blessing into the sky. 5 minutes before I was going into my final, I get a call from my coach. He was at Skyline at Texas College, and was I gonna come back? I told him, nah, I just wasn't gonna come back. And he said, would you come and play for TC for me? You know, like, I'm trying to get my mind focused for finals, but now I'm just kind of like, you don't know what happened, but now God just sent another blessing to me to go to college and continue to play my football career. I can't waste this one. So, did what I need to do at Southeastern, and then transferred to Texas College. And the last day before I had to go for fall camp, I went to my father's grade site and just made the problems. I said I got 2 years left for eligibility to finish up football. After that, I told him I'm going to make sure that I graduate within those 2 years of eligibility. And going into that year, going to Texas College, a lot of credits didn't transfer over because they didn't have my degree field at the time. They had sociology. I went for psychology, but they had sociology, the same but kind of different, alternate here and there. And so some of my credits weren't able to transfer over. So going into Texas College, going from Southeastern being what I did 3 years, like 2.5 school, that would be like a junior, your first semester of your junior year. Yeah. I got knocked back down to like second semester sophomore. So I'm just like, bro, you mean tell me, dude, Texas College credit credentials, what they was like, I'm a second year sophomore, like what y'all talking about? And so that was kind of hard to really swallow the pill, but I'm just like, man, I'll do what I gotta do as long as I get through it. Just so happened wanted to find the following semester, so that would have been like spring 19. We get a new teacher. She then kind of, had a new teacher. She kind of trying to learn her students. I told her my story from Southeastern while I'm here, and she made me that promise. She said, "I'll get you out next summer." And I was just like, huh? Like I said, she barely knows me. I ain't telling my whole life story, but just a little bit of what happened. She was just like, "I promise I'm gonna get you out in 2 years. I'm gonna get you out by next summer." And she did whatever she had to do. She looked at my transcript from Southeastern, compared it to the credentials that I needed to graduate from Chase College, and she looked at both of them. Okay, this class can be for this class can be for this class. Broke it all down, and then she said, "You gotta go to summer school." I was literally tired of going to summer school because of bonehead mistakes that I started off as a freshman. I was literally in summer school the rest of my college career. I'm just like, bro, gotta go to summer school. No matter if that was down to Southeastern or do summer school at Cedar Valley or Eastfield, I was in summer school just nonstop. And so to hear that I got to go to summer school one more time to potentially graduate, it was kind of like a heartbreaker. But I was like, I got to stay focused. I got to get it. I got to stay tuned if I want to get up out of here, because this senior year of football, regardless if I'm classified as senior or not, this is my last year of eligibility. So I had to get it. Went to summer school, handled that business, and I think that first week back, so that would have been fall 19, got that email saying you on track to graduate. You can graduate this year, and being thankful to just get that email and showing her and thanking her, just like, thank you for getting me back on track and keeping your word to getting me out here. It really meant a lot to me, just knowing like I'm going into my I'm senior on the field and also a senior off the field, and just getting close to that diploma and starting my career.
Okay. So, just what are some of those core values that you would say that your parents, both your mother and your father, instilled in you at an early age that helped you, get through whatever trials that come your way and just persevere?
One thing it'll probably be from my father. He always used to get your mind right, and that was one of those things to where if I'm misbehaving or that I'm acting up or I'm just not doing the right thing as well, it was just like if I wasn't doing those things, he was quick to be like, get your mind right. Like he'll give me that minute to like, get yourself together, because this is not what we taught you, this is not what we teach you. You don't act like this, you don't act up in class, you don't get the easy way around like some folks. So it was just like that good punishment, the good old punishment. Whoo, the good old whoopings. But that was one of them things for me to where it's just like, I don't like that. So to avoid that, I'm gonna do the right thing, because so that was just one that really just giving that talk, and I always saying get your mind right before we gotta go to other things that I don't like. So that was just a big thing for me, staying focused and just always get your mind right on everything.
Okay. So would you say with those core values that you had growing up, would you say that's what pushed you into doing coaching now? Now that you graduated and everything, would you say that's something that helped you decide that, or what was it that helped you decide?
Coaching is honestly one of them things that was kind of for me personally, it never crossed my mind path. But as I held myself accountable on the field, as I held myself as captain, once those positions, of course, was given to me and seen as that older mentor for the freshman players, and just being how I was and just being my normal self, taking care of business, not staying out of trouble, going to class, passing classes. Other coaches would kind of bring it to my attention. They go, "Oh, you're gonna be a good coach one day," or "You're gonna lead a team," or doing stuff like that. And that was something for me that I really, like I said, I really didn't know. I was kind of like being a coach. I really didn't see myself in it, and so. Right as the pandemic happened, of course, once all this, honestly, I thought about it. After I wasn't getting no internships throughout for my sociology degree, like, all right, maybe let me give these coaches a call, kind of visit campus here, visit campus there, to really see what this coaching about is really for real. And then as I was starting to make plans and outline that, shutdown hit. And so shutdown hit, that kind of stopped everything, stopped all the travel. A lot of things, quarantine messed me up a lot in that step back. So now I'm just kind of looking lost, like, what I'm gonna do. Internships didn't work out, wasn't going. Now next step was coaching was coming, but I can't do that because I don't know where these other places going, what they looking, what's the money pay and stuff like that. So then that's when start doing a little security here and there on the side. Did security up for like 3 months, and then that's when I got a phone call for my homeboy Jared, who was at the time the intermediate head coach for Inspired Vision. The season, and then I think they went 4-3 with him, or they had a winning record. So of course they take him from the intermediate to the head coach. He brings in his own coaching staff and stuff like that. And so we were chilling, just like, did you still want to come coach for me? And just for him to still remember me and ask me to come coach with him, I was just like, this got to be a blessing in the sky, because I'm doing security, but I don't want to do security non-stop. I want to, actually put my degree to use. And so for him to come still want me, like, yeah, I'll take it. And so that's how I really started coaching, was just, like I said, another one of those blessings in the skies, because I talked about it just as a second career choice, but to actually now, for him to still come back, and with football season being around the corner and being like the head of that division already at 24, I'm already a head coach of a position, and not only one position, 2 special teams as well. 24, and you holding 2 head coaches position, that meant a lot, and that can look good on a resume going into a lot of other stuff.
Man, so we want to know, man, with coaching, I know you do your personal training, and you wear many hats. When you have that quiet time to yourself to just sit down and think about everything that you done, everything that you've been through to be where you're at now, how would you rate your faith?
It's heavy. It is 10. I don't know if I can go another beyond 10 to the highest peak, because when I have that strong faith, when I think I'm giving up, I'm getting down, or that I'm not doing too much, or I'm not doing enough, sometimes you got to take that moment out of the day to really just take deep breaths and look up to God and be like, and really pay attention to where your feet are at, because of kind of the overthinking that I am. I want more for myself. Just keep like, yes, this is good. Some people will be satisfied with this, but I want more, I want more, I want more. So when I have those moments of overthinking and start getting that feel, I gotta really stop and look to where I am and be like, God got me here for a reason. No matter that's through the ups, that's through the downs, or it's going straight down the middle, wherever the case may be, I understand and realize it was just like, yeah, you kind of say that composed and humble, because you don't want to get too big-headed, but then again, you don't want to lose track and focus of what got you here. So that's kind of my faith in God is, like I say, if it's on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'm going with 10. If I can break the scale, I'll break the scale and go higher.
I feel it. So, you coaching, and you coach these kids, man. What is it that you want these kids to take away from you?
Main thing for me is that they tried, and that you are able to do it. Because going into coaching, especially your first year, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You don't know if you're coming into a winning program that's on the uprising, or kind of one of the programs that was down at the bottom. I had my interview with the AD, and she was just like, Coach, this is more so like a moral victory going into with these kids, because some of these kids, they never played football, some of these kids never have played basketball with other coach, or just other sports in general, so other than a sport here and there. And so when she told me that, it altered my mindset of going into how I'm gonna handle these kids. So I know I have to really teach kids that don't know how to backpedal, or don't know cover 2 or cover 9, or don't know what this position is, what you can do with a football. So it made me, focusing on my teaching skills. I want to teach how to believe that you can teach a kid to do whatever you want, whatever he's capable of, and they should take that teaching, no matter if it's life or coaching, and apply it to the real world. Because what you do on the field can also reflect on yourself in the world in general. Like say football, literally I know that I thought it was just football being football. Football took me into places that I never known that could take me. So just knowing with that sports can play a value as well, but you also have to look at the bigger things when it comes to life. use what you can connect in sports and connect it in life. And once you connect it in life, you can go further because now both are the things that you like the most.
Okay. Well, man, listen, we getting to that point in time, but before we get up out of here, when you look at this picture right here behind you, man, what does that mean to you?
It says no swimming. It just kind of shows to me that what type of person do you want to be. You know, some people stop at the sign and turn around. Some people will swim not knowing what the chances may lie in the river. It could be a very clean river, you know, just make it across, or it could be lurking with a lot of undercover animals from, you know, alligators, snakes, or just anything in general that can stop you from getting on the other side. So when I look at it, I make the decision, I'm gonna take that leap of faith. Because sometimes when you don't take that leap of faith, you know, you could stop yourself what's on the other side. It might be a pot of gold, or it might be a life lesson. So sometimes you have to take a risk. You know, sometimes you might not start off as a risk taker because you might be one of them people that really just follow the sign. But you know, once you come across a person or come across a faith or come across some type of sign that makes you want to take that leap of faith, you take it and just hope for the better, that everything goes great, and that even if you do come into a roadblock, something bites you or something just nudge you, don't stop. Keep going, because nobody said life is easy. I know we might see it from other things, but take that leap of faith and see where it takes you.
Okay. And who painted that picture?
This is actually one of the pictures that my father's painted. He painted a lot of stuff. I have a few paintings of his at my apartment hanging up as well. So this is just one of many paintings that he actually did for us and stuff like that.
Okay. So, man, listen, when it's all said and done, when you done wrote your story and it's over with and you can sit back and you can enjoy the fruit of your labors, who is Desmond Luster?
Desmond Luster is the person that just want to help as many people as he possibly can, no matter if it's little, no matter if it's big as it can. I know I was blessed and able to do a lot of stuff to where a lot of people weren't, and I just want to give people those opportunities to really take that next step in their life. If you don't have that motivating factor, no matter if it's a family member or a friend, I just want them to know, like, you got somebody in your corner that's going to motivate you to do more, to keep pushing, going further heights, because we want you to. I feel like as me as a friend, I want you to friend, mentor, cousin, brother, whatever label that I'm labeled as in their life, to know that he has my support. I got the support from him all the way, no matter what it may be. Yeah, if you come into a bump along, I feel like you didn't do right, of course we're going to talk, because if we as close as we say we are, that's what we need to do. So it's just, he's caring, he supports me, and just an all-around good person, all-around good friend, and a motivator. And I really do feel like I can motivate people to do the best that they can and just keep moving forward. Also a jokester. It just, like I say, it's multiple hats, multiple levels, so it's kind of hard to just sit here and name everything unless you know one of those people that have seen all the sides of me, or just getting to know all those sides of me.
Okay. You got any shout-outs?
Hey man, shout out to the Daylight Show. It's been a long time coming, but I finally appreciate it. Thank y'all. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my friends. Thanks to everybody that's been supporting me since day one. The show hasn't stopped. It's going to keep going, and we're going up from here. Appreciate you, Lilo.
Hey man, thank you again for stopping in and joining the hottest podcast on the airways. This is the Daylight Show, and I go by one half of the flyest DJs in the mix. E2 Smooth. Man, Mr. D. Luster, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much to your uncle, to the family for having us. We appreciate y'all so much. And hey, man, you know what it is. We'll catch y'all in traffic, man. See y'all when we see y'all. Peace.